everyone. Welcome to yet another webinar series with Ruby Bakshi Khurdi. It's the first time that I am going to be hosting a webinar. So indeed, it's special because it's me, the speaker, the hostess, as well as the game master. Yes, in this webinar, we are going to be playing games, talking about managing emotions, and of course, discovering different people from different parts of the world, how they are feeling and how they are managing their emotions. The webinar is about unleashing the power of emotional intelligence. So we are going to be talking about different things which normally people don't discuss. They think and think, but never let it come out. So in this video, I will be hosting some games, some talks, some sessions where everyone is going to speak and tell how they feel and what they can do. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell them certain things, what will be like a takeaway, and it will really help them in unleashing their power and converting them to something more meaningful and a gift during this crisis time.
A lot of people using that technique. I am doing MBA online. NLP is one of the courses, one full subject. But if you play videos, there are plenty of videos. They deal with emotional intelligence. They deal with anger control. And this eye-catching technique, initially you showed some of that emojis.
Yeah.
That eye-catching technique, if you link up with this emojis which you showed, probably we can end up making a small artificial intelligence based tool which can help both NLP teachers, practitioners, and emotional intelligence practitioners.
That's
It's
a very
called
good tip.
neuro-linguistic programming.
Exactly, Murthy. That's a very, very good tip, Murthy, that you gave to Rajesh. There are lots and lots of learning platforms as well available on online, which you can always share with your children, especially when they are insecure, and especially when they feel, when she's asking such an intelligent question, that means that it's concerning her. It's like a concern to her, why my dad is always cool and why I become angry. So I think these techniques will actually help. I'll share with you some of the links afterwards, so that you can practice it with her.
Okay, thanks everyone.
Wonderful. Any other question?
I kind of have a question. I'm taking this course for coaching, as well as what Andrea is doing, and we're going through students, like free learning coaching sessions, and I've run into a lady who works in an environment that's kind of toxic. Her boss is a narcissist, I would say, so he never developed emotion, and so I'm trying to get that negativity that she's created for herself, so that she could look at it as more of an opportunity. But I haven't really figured out how you deal with a narcissistic behavior. Like, I know people have this type of person in their, whether it's in their work environment or relationship, or where people get put down, turn that around and not let it bother you.
Oh, yeah. Well, I do a transformative life coaching, and in there we go back to the child. You actually have to go back with her. When did it start for the first time? Find with her the first moment that she felt that it was a toxic environment. It can be that, well, at the age of 8, most likely. And then also here, it is very important to tell her, to ask her what did it make her feel, because what happens is we create the thought, within us, and the thought can be, oh my God, mother, for example, she doesn't have time for me, she doesn't see me, I'm not wanted, I'm not important enough, I am done. These sort of things are behind this. You have to get that feeling out, and then because that thought out, and this thought is creating, of course, the feeling, a feeling of uh, I don't know, I don't know this person, but what does it do to her, really? Yeah, you have to. I don't know. What does it do to her? I'm asking you. How is this? It's a woman, right?
She's
Or
basically the guy is like you know, he runs the company, and so everyone is the victim, has become
Yeah.
the victim, and they're getting paid very well, but she's kind of like the shield, she's the executive assistant, so she's the one who jumps in and says sorry all the time, and that cools him down. So now I'm trying to help her get this negative energy, because I think we mentally create negative energy with other people
Yes.
coming into our space. Now, how do we turn that so that this negative energy doesn't bother us?
That's the point. She has to see what it does to her. What this, I mean, when she's always saying, I'm sorry, that is actually, she is, that's her shield, right?
But she does that to take side, like she's trying to help her colleagues.
But is that the case?
Yeah.
Who is she? Her? Is she? Yeah. I mean, okay, I understand what you're saying, but she's also saying sorry to protect herself. First, it's herself, and then protecting the ones behind her. But it's actually, what does this person? Because she, as you actually say it correctly, they are a victim, and she is a victim because she's actually right next to him. So she is the first victim, and what he does to her, she gives to the rest. You see, you've got to find out what. Yeah, we can talk about this because it will take too much time. I don't know. Are you on LinkedIn or?
No,
I type my email address.
it's just that, like, if someone doesn't never developed emotion, like, how do you deal with people like this? And this is very difficult. Even if I'm going to go out there, I'm going to meet people who are like this, but I just avoid them. So how do you change your emotional intelligence with people so that they don't create negativity? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, Hingema, let me just quickly answer to it. What happens is sometimes when you see the person is not reacting, it's like a wall. So it's better to shut up, just shut up for some time. Because what happens is when you're trying to convince or when you're trying to prove your point and the person is not listening or the person is reacting, or as you said, he or she has his own way of dealing with things.
Yeah.
It's normal, doesn't matter what tone you use, they are just going to oppose it. So
Right.
sometimes just a small shut up or like a small, just shut that window for some time, change, and then start again. That will help.
Yeah.
Because
As
if you
long
keep going, because if you keep going, it's not going to solve the problem,
No.
it become worse.
They have to be prepared to see their inner demon, and if they don't want to meet this inner demon, you have no chance.
Exactly. And I would suggest, if all of you want to get in touch with each other, you can exchange your email addresses, you can exchange your get connected on LinkedIn, and support each other in whatever way. At the end of the day, it's connection, whatever connection. And if you feel someone can be beneficial, someone can benefit from one another, please feel free. You have the names, you can contact each other on LinkedIn or whichever platform you want to use, because at the end of the day, it's all about connecting and how you are empowering each other. Any other question, any other thing that you would like to know? And I would just say, whatever things we discussed in the class or whatever during the session, take it from there. Just don't think of it as a webinar, things that you did and it's gone. Try to practice it, because the more and more you will practice, the more you will learn it, the more you will get it, like it will become part and parcel of your life. like the things that I do a lot of gamification, so the time was less, I thought 1 hour would be fine, sufficient, but time was less towards the end. So what I do is, whatever things I'm telling in terms of theory, I do it in terms of game. So that makes you like, Rajesh was like, there are two, this is one, this is another one, or these are the things which are there. So if you do things like a game, people will learn faster, people will evolve faster, and at the same time you are connecting with each other. Okay, it's not important how much you like the other person or how much you hate the other person. The question of connecting is what you can learn from each other, and that is practicing EI. The more and more you connect, the more and more you will learn from each other's positive points. Doing SWOT, consistently doing SWOT, learning from each other's positive points, ignoring the negative points, because it's normal. You are human. We are all human. We have our positive, we have our negative side also. So put full stop to the negative things and see how you can benefit each other. That's the opportunities. If tomorrow Murthy is organizing another webinar and he needs a speaker and life coach, Andrea is there. Or he needs a technical person, an engineer to practice something, Rajesh is there. All right. If he needs someone as a speaker on crisis management, Hingema is there. So what I mean is, take these as opportunities, grab these opportunities. And threat, if you think of something as a threat, you need to ignore it. You need to put it at bay. Don't close your eyes to the threats, because they will make you learn better. They are the eye openers. So just keep on evolving, just keep on practicing, and that will make life much, much easier for each one of you. And I hope it was beneficial. You all gave your quality time. We learned from your experiences. So it was a great, understanding show, I would say, overall, even though we exceeded a little bit of time, but it's okay. It's okay. All right.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.